Hello everyone and welcome back. This time English free. And I've been away for a minute. I had a long work schedule to work through. But some conversations that I had with some folks led me to this video, and they asked me how I eat and what it is that I'm eating. So I thought I'd write it down, and I'm going to read it to you real quick here. Kind of a baseline on this is last year I was working out a lot, and I wanted to lose weight and looked lean. So it was happening but it was too slow, and I was getting burned out, and I had to figure out a way to really lose the weight. And I realized that I could not out exercise a bad diet. So if you're trying to do that, you can't. You cannot out exercise a bad diet. So I cut some stuff out, and all processed sugar like soda, sweet tea, candy, yogurt, anything with added sugar in it, I pretty much cut it out. All grain, corn, wheat, and soy. The soy one's kind of tough to get around because soy is like in everything, but I try to limit it as much as I can, or just flat out just not eat it, not at all. All beans with the exception of green peas, because that is a bean, but I do eat those, and that's really about it. I don't eat like red beans or nothing like that. All processed foods, cereals, dressing, ketchup, chips, and just processed foods. If it doesn't look like it come off of a plant directly or an animal, I pretty much don't eat it. And no fast food. So I started with that, and I had to find some other stuff to replace it because I was working out and I was getting hungry. So I started looking into these other foods, and I come up with this, and this is what I do eat these foods, but not a whole lot. I limit them for sure. Dairy, and I really don't drink milk, but I do eat cheese, and maybe 2 to 3 ounces a day on that. Natural sugar, fruit and honey. Vegetables, and the vegetables I do eat, sweet potatoes, carrots, and green peas. And butter. I will cook with butter, but I'll stretch maybe a couple ounces of butter over maybe 5 or 6 meals. So I really don't eat all of it at the same time. And when I fry food, I use lard, not vegetable oil. I cut the vegetable oil out. So there's that. And the meat, I eat fish and beef, chicken, turkey, pork, and liver. And that's chicken liver to be specific. All meat is prepared with a light seasoning, with salt and pepper or barbecue rub or a chili powder, given the type of meat that I'm cooking. And add the liver as often as possible. I normally grill the meat or bake it, and normally fry the liver with no breading. I've been expanding and working on this meal plan for 6 months, and it's kind of turned into an animal-based kind of a meal plan. The veggies I do eat, I make sure they're easy on my stomach, and I don't eat a lot of them anymore. I just recently cut 75% of the veggies out of my diet. Most of my nutrients come from the liver. It's also kind of a clean eating meal plan as well, because I don't eat a lot of processed foods or anything with a lot of preservatives in it. It can also technically fall into a low carb diet, and you can run a calorie deficit off this too. You can plug all this into MyFitnessPal, and everybody burns a certain amount of calories a day. And if you exercise, you can include that into the app, the MyFitnessPal app, and plug your food in, and then you can kind of see how many calories you're taking in. You can also kind of see how many carbs you're eating, and the fat you're taking in, and the amount of protein you're taking in. So you want low carb, or you want to at least burn the carbs you're taking in, and lower the fat down and up the protein if you want a leaner meal plan. That's kind of what I've done. So like I said, if I know I'm going to burn the carbs, I don't have no problem eating the carbs. I'm careful with how many I take in. So there's that. I do eat fats, it's just part of it, but I try to eat more protein than fat, and I've already kind of mentioned that. So with the exception of grain, I try to balance out my meals with veggies and the fruit and the meat, and I just watch my portion size is what I really changed the most out of this. Like 6 ounces of meat with 6 ounces or less of vegetables here as of late, and a slice of melon or apple, banana, or an orange. And as far as supplements go, I take fiber in the morning, and a 1 a day vitamin. And as far as what I drink, coffee, water, the Herbalife teas, I do those, and they seem to be working out pretty good. I haven't seen no bad effects from those or anything, so I drink those up. And a couple other things that I do, I intermittent fast, and what that does is it corrects the amount of hormones your body's producing, like if insulin and stuff like that, it makes everything like reset and controls like the size of your stomach. So you eat like the portion sizes that I eat, which is the correct portion size, you'll become full off that because you're not overeating as much anymore. And that kind of helps out. And the intermittent fasting is a good way to do that, and you just hit the reset button on everything. So that it works out great. And when I meal prep, I normally do for 5 days. I don't like going past that. I like my food pretty fresh. And as far as breakfast goes, I'll eat some fruit sometimes if I want to keep things kind of light. But most of the time, I eat 2 eggs and a couple of pieces of bacon, or maybe an equal amount of sausage or whatever, and just fry it up. And that's normally I do that every day, except for when I'm fast. I do the intermittent fasting, and I do the intermittent fasting maybe 1 time a week now. And if I want to try to maybe drop some more weight, I'll do it twice a week. But I don't really want to, so 1 time a week's good, and that's really about it. So hopefully this helps somebody out or give someone some ideas. Or if you got an idea that you'd like to share, you can leave it in the comments. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I will get outside and do some videos, do some hiking videos or some kayak videos or something like that in the future. The work schedule that I'm on right now and the weather is not cooperating at all. So I'm going to try to get out more often, especially when the weather starts cooperating a little bit better. And we're supposed to have like a severe ice storm or something move in, and it's not safe to really go anywhere. So it's been kind of tough. But I promise I will start doing that as soon as possible. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. And like I said, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.